Good afternoon and welcome to everybody who's chosen to attend this live webinar by txtNation. In this short webinar, we'll be looking at the current opportunity for casino and gambling operators on mobile and looking at some of the ways in which mobile payments and SMS strategies can help enhance the experience they offer through their mobile services, as well as ensuring that you as a mobile casino operator can secure the best revenues from your mobile presence. So what I'll do is I'll commence with the short presentation, and then we can close off with a brief Q&A for those of you who have any questions at the end. So I'll just start with a brief introduction to begin for those who are not already familiar with txtNation. We are a mobile billing and messaging aggregator. We were founded in 2002. We've developed since then a global billing and messaging platform that now services over 60 countries for premium billing and over 200 countries for messaging. And we serve direct API connections into a large number of mobile network operators around the world and specialize in brokering relevant commercial conditions for our clients dependent on the service needs. My name is Danny Marino. I'm Chief Business Development Officer at txtNation. I head up the business development team of new business executives and account managers. So I'll be taking you today through why we think mobile billing has a real place with mobile gambling, and specifically look at the UK and the opportunity presented by the existence of Payforit direct operator billing. So mobile network operators have historically applied transaction fees to mobile payments of around 40 to 50%. In recent times, however, we've seen them enable transaction fees of close to 10 to 15% for certain service types, one of which is gambling and casino services. This has meant that operators have now been able to include mobile payments for these service types. It's come at the most opportune time, considering the fact that more and more are moving to mobile. So mobilizing services has quickly become, it's evident really that it's quickly become a necessity rather than a nice to have. And in fact, in a recent Juniper research report, quite rightly noted that going mobile offered a 24/7 revenue opportunity that more and more consumers look to consume and participate in entertainment services through their mobile devices rather than on the desktop. So making your mobile experience a good one is vital, and implementing payment strategies to complement that transition across the mobile has of course been vital in being able to keep the experience for the consumer good and enabling you to attract the same level of revenues from mobile as you might expect from those desktop services. So it's important to note that when mobilizing these services, you cannot just include all those payment strategies you were using before on the mobile and expect the same results. It isn't going to happen. For example, using credit card on mobile is clumsy, it's time-consuming, and ultimately it's a conversion killer. We've already been working with a number of gambling and casino operators in introducing mobile payments into elements of their customer journey as to ease the way in which consumers can access, register, and make deposits more easily. One of the areas which represent a considerable weak spot at the moment that's become evident to us looking at this is that many operators who have released mobile versions of their services still demand that users use credit cards to make deposits. In many instances, users actually still have to revert over to their desktop account to administer crediting, and this of course creates significant barriers and disables real-time revenue opportunities. Ultimately, again, conversion has been poor. So converting new registrations and first deposits on mobile especially has also been even more so affected. So I think mobile presents you with the opportunity for impulsive, real-time, immediate conversions, and this opportunity is currently being missed. It's diluted by the fact that there aren't enough mobile-efficient strategies in place to support and make the experience relevantly mobile enough. There are many key drivers for operators to go mobile, and those key drivers are certainly the convenience it offers players, as well as the general advantages inherent with mobile, which is privacy and ubiquity. One of the key opportunities for introducing mobile payments right now is very clear to us. It's the UK, and this is due to the availability of Payforit direct mobile billing, and certainly enforced by the UK Gambling Act, which makes the UK one of the most liberal and robust markets for gambling in the world. So I'm going to focus on the UK for the rest of this presentation and show you some of the reasons why this payment solution, Payforit, is working particularly well. So I'm just going to prefix that by saying this isn't to say that pay by mobile is not an option in other countries, but certainly the UK is a prime opportunity and one that you can go to market with very quickly and easily, supported by all the mobile network operators using Payforit. So it's also a very active market with high consumer spending for mobile gambling. So it's a prime opportunity. It's important to prefix the UK and Payforit information I'm about to go through by also noting that it's clear to us that this isn't the only solution. txtNation would advise that you look to implement a full-bodied payment strategy, which includes mobile payments, as well as your existing payment processes such as credit card, UCash, and all those others. And so we understand that those work well for you in areas such as repeat depositing, and in actual fact may offer you commercial conditions which are more feasible for ongoing payments. What we are suggesting is that mobile payments and Payforit offers an opportunity to convert better, specifically when looking at first deposits on mobile following new member registration. So is a new member more likely to complete that first deposit if they're asked to make 21 clicks to do that, or just 2 clicks? I think the answer is fairly obvious. So where you're specifically looking to implement Payforit mobile payments as part of your mobile registration process, then you should consider the slightly higher transaction costs on that first deposit quite simply part of your marketing costs for new member acquisition. So it costs slightly more than credit card to convert that first deposit on the mobile, but you're going to secure more deposits than before, allowing you to get a greater conversion of new member acquisitions from your overall marketing drive. So getting a new member signed up and playing for the first time is half the battle. Once you have them in the loop, then you can work them into your more traditional strategies later. Medium term, by the way, we're also seeing great success in leveraging even better commercial conditions with the network operators, allowing some casino and gambling sites to continue using pay by mobile as an ongoing payment method. So there is some precedence there, and that is possible. There'll also be a percentage of your member base whose option to pay will only be mobile. So this is about including them and not cannibalizing credit card, but including an additional percentage of that audience that you can't otherwise capture. So, as I said, many in the industry are already accepting the initial higher transaction fee for mobile payments as part of their marketing cost. And of course, what they're doing then is benefiting from much higher new player acquisitions on the mobile when registering directly on the mobile. We're seeing conversion rates on mobile as high as 70%, which is obviously a far cry from the average 7% conversion rates we see reported on credit card. I mean, 7% is a pretty poor return if you're to take registrations through mobile seriously. So yes, without doubt, credit card delivers you back a greater net out payment on a transaction. However, with the networks in the UK now offering as low as 10 to 12% transaction fees on mobile payments, it's well worth considering this, and the additional cost is actually quite small compared to the number of payments that allow you to process. So just reverting back to that initial stat there at 70% conversion rate, going up to as high as 85% conversion rate on some sites that we've looked at. Payforit 4, just to give you some history there, is now officially mandated payment solution for pay by mobile in the UK for all web and mobile web services, where the services purchased go on to then be consumed and enjoyed online. Payforit screens offer a safe, trustworthy checkout experience for customers in the UK. The payment screens actually include operator and merchant logos, and it means that customers who repeat pay through their mobile will of course become comfortable and familiar with it. You're able to secure an immediate payment against the customer's mobile credit balance on both PayG and post-pay users. And some of the newly improved features with Payforit 4 means the mobile payment flow is optimized to make payments as frictionless and as immediate as possible. With auto detection on mobile number being possible on the mobile web, it makes payment steps as streamlined as possible. So where the user accesses the mobile site on the network, then you can sniff the mobile number on visit and click up the buy button to complete. Where a user comes through on Wi-Fi, then you simply ask them for the quick additional step of punching in their mobile number first. So either way, the payment experience is fast and convenient to complete in only a few short steps. So in respect of the cosmetic implementation of Payforit, then there's some really neat options available. The best, in my opinion, is the embedded window, which means you can very neatly include the Payforit screen from your existing checkout environment, and you get to keep the customer on the same page, so no redirect is necessary, and the whole experience becomes seamless and it just makes sense on mobile. So the embedded screens look very, very tidy, and they don't compromise your existing checkout design. And you can see on the screen at the moment, at the bottom example is a screenshot example of the embed flow, and that can sit within an existing mobile website checkout environment. So you're not kicking users off onto a different page, a third-party page to do that. You display it embedded in your existing native homepage, and that works incredibly well. So I hope that's given you a brief but good idea of what Payforit is. Of course, there are some finer details regarding the commercial conditions behind this product, and I'd welcome anyone listening today to contact me directly should they wish to discuss those. Out of the gate, you're now able to consider up to 88 to 90% outpayments, so bear that in mind. My email address and telephone number is going to be at the screen at the end of this presentation, so if anyone would like to speak with me in more detail, then do not hesitate to contact me on either of those channels, and I'll display that information at the end for you. I'd like to, before rounding up, just quickly touch on SMS marketing as well. So we've worked with a number of mobile gambling and casino operators for SMS marketing campaigns over a number of years now, and it's worth noting for those of you who have never considered it before that it really, really works. Especially bear in mind if you're trying to drive existing players and new members to your mobile services, then there's nothing more natural than receiving a marketing message via SMS and then clicking directly through to that mobile website or download to the app. You get a really strong response rate on SMS marketing, and the number of registrations have been really good on a creative campaign. You get a really, really interesting return. We're also able to, we're in the position to supply opted-in mobile data for this purpose as well, which means we can actually go away and obtain very targeted data for you, attuned to the specific audience demographic you identify is likely to be interested in your services, age, gender, interest, whether they've registered and shown interest in similar products in the past, etc. Our data is opted in, collated and marketed to 100% in accordance with regulation, of course. And it's just as a footnote to the rest of the presentation, it's well worth considering as an additional opportunity that we might not be able to work with you on. So should anyone be interested in discussing this with me, then please, by all means, contact me and we can do that, as well as if you have any other questions regarding the rest of this presentation. So thanks for listening to this brief introductory presentation. We're actually planning to run a follow-up in the next few weeks, months, at some point, certainly in the near future at least. And of course, we'll notify people of that upcoming event. Any comments, feedback, suggestions you have in the meantime, then those are more than welcome. And of course, we can lean the content on the next presentation towards that if any of you have any particular requests as to things you'd like us to look at. What I'd like to do now is open up for any questions just briefly. So if anyone has any questions, please feel welcome to type those in now, and I'll try and answer them as best as possible. Okay, so we have a few questions coming in. So the first one is Payforit only for the UK? So yeah, to answer that, Payforit 4 specifically is a UK only solution. It's a direct billing solution. The Payforit payment screens are designed and hosted by the mobile network operators. And as I mentioned before, it's mandated for all mobile and mobile web and web services where the content is consumed and enjoyed online after purchase. Direct operator billing itself, single two-click billing, is available in other countries, and txtNation has the ability to provide you access to those in a number of other geographies. So any of you want more information on the extended coverage for direct operator billing, just contact me again on the details provided on screen in a moment, and I can follow up with that for you. So the next question coming through, what are the refund rates like on Payforit compared to traditional PSMS? So yeah, it's an interesting question. The refund rates have been fantastic actually since the introduction of Payforit. Payforit is a predefined payment window. It comes with a lot of information set, so compliance-wise, it's very well fenced in and boxed in, and it means that by the time the consumer comes to pay for product or service, they 100% know what they're paying for, and so that's really heavily reduced down any post-purchase issues. Refund rates are now as low as 0.01%, which is fantastic considering against high volume. We're seeing some campaigns with very, very, very low refund rates since the introduction of Payforit. Again, I can offer you some very detailed stats on that. So the person who asked that question, please feel welcome to contact me on the email address on screen, and I'll send those over for you. So thanks again. If there are any other questions, you can now see my email address, our telephone number, and other information on screen now. Please note those down and contact me after the webinar, and I'll happily answer those for you. I'd like to quickly close off by also inviting you to join us on some of our txtNation LinkedIn groups. If you search on LinkedIn groups for Payforit, you will find our Payforit group there. Lots of interesting discussion and materials available around Payforit specifically. And then again, direct operator billing group. If you simply search direct operator billing under groups in LinkedIn, you'll also find us there. Please join. And again, ongoing discussions around the developments for direct operator billing, not just in the UK, but elsewhere around the world. So please join us in those discussions. Thanks again for everyone who's joined the webinar this afternoon, and I look forward to seeing you in attendance on our next one.